I have one question. I'm Dr. Kulkarni, principal of this organization. If it industrial requirements with industry, that's what is the first question. And are we really going to train our students for the industry or not? That's what is the second question. And if at all they have to be trained, are we doing the thing like, instead of making them to understand the concept of fishing, are we going to give them the fishes? That is the third question. And third one is going to be when we train our students for a specific industrial requirements, where they are going to be and how they are going to be, and how they are going to face the challenges. Because there are a lot of industries, a lot of requirements. I remember one incident that a conductor of a bus, after his retirement, he used to call his daughter all the time to shake the table while writing it. Because he was trained to write only when the bus moves, in that shaking mode. Are we going to do our students to that? I want your opinion.
And that's where probably we'll be able to debate better. Let me take, say, any software engineer. Say he goes and becomes a project manager. Say it's 5 or 6 or 7 years down the line. What are some of the issues he handles? My best resource, who has been deployed in the project, the project deadline is 8 months down the line, has decided to quit it. You are not really talking about what is the extraordinary design, which technology that I should use to run this project. I am typically handling this question. I am not, of course, I am generalizing over here, right? Or it could be that I have limited resource. What are some of the things that we are really looking for? Even if you have to cut across different industries, how do people prioritize? How do they take decisions? Do they manage their facts? Or, more important, when I apply, like very recently, IIM Ahmedabad group of students made a presentation to us. In fact, we gave them a student in our country actually use internet. Now, that's what we are saying. Where now, industry requires, I'm sure in any aspect in life, we do require people to apply, to think, apply their thinking. What you need to think on, the issue you need to think on will keep on changing. It will never be one single way which you think. But then, are we even getting our students to think and operate at that level? I will even call professionals. These are tomorrow's professionals. And there's a lot of problem with today's professionals. That's the reason we are trying to see that at least tomorrow's professionals don't end up that way. So many times it's not saying, okay, they should probably learn about storage technologies, or they should learn about different risk management technologies or concepts. They keep on changing. But the idea is, are they learning enough or not? And I want to throw one more pointer. It may be a generalization, but for example in US, if you were to compare academia and industry, it's usually the industry which goes back to academia for solutions. So they are always on the forefront, even though they are in academic institutions. How is it suddenly in India it's the reverse? And therefore, it's not necessary that, so the point that I'm trying to make, it's not necessary that you always have to sit in an industry to know what you should do. You can still sit in the presence of an academic institution and still be on the forefront. The point is, how are we thinking? Are we developing the right ways of thinking in our students? Even if you're able to do that, of course, now the point is, how do you make them think? You can always take industry examples, real life examples, and make them use that as a starting point. But then the end result should probably be to make them good thinkers, give them a decision-making framework which is more, they'll probably apply themselves better. That's what I think.
Just to add one, sir, specific to your question, students come to your college because they think that through your college they get good jobs. So let's face it, most of the students come from people middle class, etc. Job is so important. If they actually going to become sannyasins, they will actually go to Ramakrishna Ashram. They will not come to you. Okay? Second thing is that if you are really interested in education, purely for education, for industry, you would not have ECE department, computer science department, engineering college. You should have probably started a music college and a Sanskrit college. Okay? You are running primarily a technical institute. Most of the colleges in Karnataka have only what's called EEE departments. So in that sense, we have resigned to the point that we are actually training people for industry. Okay, so that probably is a thing which we have already done. So then comes, how do I train? I think what is important for their question, is a great question, is how do we train people for not just tomorrow, day after tomorrow, 30 years from now? That is more important. But I think the basic question, because the industry will continue to be the largest employer, students are coming to these kind of branches because they all want jobs. So it's something which, but there will be very small number who kind of pursue for the education value itself. And let us also be honest about it, sir. All professors we have been teaching for donkey's years, we all know. It is not for the great professors that we are, the students come to us. Let us be honest about it. It's just that we mainly get us a job, etc. That is a harsh social. So at a higher level, I completely agree that we should actually be only teaching things which are not, then probably you should probably have a gurukul.
Reality. That college or university need not necessarily be a placement organization, be just placement focused, and yet it can be a good organization, and placements will come automatically. You focus on building the basics, focus on being a good college, focus on building people for the next generation or building the nation, and placements will happen by as a matter of course.
No, see what happens is I completely agree with you. Okay, but what I'm saying is that even the best of universities, including MIT and Stanford, cannot take this view that we don't care for industry, we don't care for jobs. That kind of position nobody can take. I'm not saying that is something which I've been repeating earlier also. We don't want to become training outfit